Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I figured I would do a sit down video with you guys. I feel like it's been a hot minute since I've actually just sat here and like talked to the camera. So I figured for today's video, I would just do a quick sit down video and I would chat about 5 things that kind of changed everything for me. Changed my mindset, changed the way I thought about my fitness and my health journey. I feel like throughout the course of these past 3 years, 4 years really, where I have really been focusing in on fitness and on health as a lifestyle, what my goal has been, what my focus has been, has changed so many different times. And I feel like now more than ever, I am more in tune with kind of like who I am and what I want and why I want to live a healthy lifestyle and why I want to be able to live a long and sustainable lifestyle. So I figured I would take some time and kind of chat with you guys about 5 things that kind of changed everything for me in terms of how I see fitness and health. Before I kind of dive into this video, I do want to point out that prior to this past year and a half, 2 years, I had a very, very toxic relationship with fitness and health. I kind of outlined this all in a video I did a while ago about my fitness and my health journey, how I got to where I am now, and it has changed drastically even more since the time that I filmed that video. But long story short, I had a very toxic relationship with food and with exercise. I thought that the only way to be as fit as humanly possible for myself was to do an hour and a half, 2 hours of cardio every single day and to essentially starve myself. I didn't ever really have an eating disorder, but I definitely had a disordered way of thinking about food, of thinking about exercise. There was times when I would be absolutely starving and I was like, no, it's not an appropriate time to eat. Instead, you should be drinking green tea. And I used to really feel like food was the enemy, and the only way to be healthy or to be fit or to be in shape was to be the smallest version of myself as humanly possible. So I feel like it's really, really important to kind of preface this entire video with that is where I kind of started my fitness and my health journey. For the longest time, the only reason I exercised was because I played soccer my whole life. All of my training, everything I did exercise-wise was centered around playing soccer and being in the best shape I could for soccer. As I started to not play soccer as much anymore, I started lifting and I started doing everything just as a lifestyle. And in the beginning, it was a very toxic relationship. And over the past year and a half, 2 years, I've really been working actively on mending that relationship with food and exercise. It's something that I'm still every single day working towards. But I feel like it's really important. Before I give all of these tips, that's kind of my backstory. It was not always a happy, healthy relationship with food and exercise. And it's definitely something I'm still working towards. But enough rambling about all of that. Let's dive into some things that have changed the entire game for me in terms of fitness and health. The first thing that changed my entire outlook on fitness and health is that everything in moderation is okay. Like I said, for so long, I thought that doing an hour and a half of cardio was the only way to be in shape, that I needed to be the smallest version of myself as humanly possible. I think that everything in moderation is okay. For so long, I thought that certain foods were good and certain foods were bad, and there was no in between, no ifs, ands, or buts around it. I thought that eating out and eating unhealthy was bad, and I thought that eating salads and vegetables and fruit, that was good, and that's what I should be doing. Everything in moderation is okay. It is okay to go out and eat with your friends. It's okay to eat fries. It's okay to get drinks. It's okay to skip days of working out. And guess what? On the other side, it's okay to want to eat healthy. It's okay to want to eat a salad and eat clean. And it's okay to want to do cardio. Cardio is not the enemy. And I think for so long, I thought that cardio was the end all be all. I thought that's the way I was going to be in the best shape as possible. That doesn't make cardio bad now that I'm mending my relationship with food and exercise. It just means that everything in moderation is okay. Lifting in moderation is okay. Cardio in moderation is okay. And food of all sorts are okay in moderation. I don't believe that in order to live a healthy lifestyle, you need to cut out anything. I think that you should be able to drink alcohol if that's something that makes you happy, regardless of wanting to lead a healthy lifestyle. I think that you should be able to eat fries and chicken tenders and go out to Chick-fil-A and McDonald's and Chipotle, like if that's something that you like. And I think it's okay if sometimes when you go out to eat, you get a salad, that's okay too. Everything in moderation is perfectly normal and completely fine. At the end of the day, this is your entire life, and everything you do needs to reflect that. Is it practical for you to never eat a piece of bread again in your life? No. Then I don't want you to do it in order to be able to lead a healthy lifestyle. I think that you need to do what is best for you, both your physical and your mental health, day in and day out, and every single thing that you do can be done in moderation, and you can still reach your fitness and your health goals. You don't need to cut anything out or add anything in order to be able to reach your goals. And I think that mindset shift was drastic for me personally, because I thought that in order to lead a healthy lifestyle, you had to do X, Y, and Z. And that's not the case. You can do everything, A through Z, you can do it all, as long as you do it all in moderation. The next thing that kind of changed everything for me in terms of fitness and health, something that has really honestly leveled up my fitness, has been having an exercise program. For so long, I was going into the gym and I would have a set day of things that I wanted to do. Like I would have a workout split, something that I would want to accomplish. Mondays would be glutes and hamstrings, Tuesdays would be this, but I didn't have a program that I would go in and know this is what I'm doing on this particular day. And now I do. Now when I go into the gym, I have a set program that I'm doing on that particular day. On Sundays every single week, I take the time and I program out my entire upcoming week. I make sure that if on Mondays I'm doing glutes and hamstrings, these are the exercises that I'm doing for how many sets, for how many reps, boom. On Tuesdays, it's my push day. This is what I'm doing. Bing, bang, boom, in and out. I think for myself, this changed the game drastically for me. There was nothing wrong with going in and knowing, okay, today's a push day. Whatever I feel like doing, I'm going to do. To a certain extent, there's nothing wrong with that. But I think to really be able to change the game for myself and really be able to see some of the physique changes that I've been able to see over the past few months, having a very specific program that built on top of each other week in and week out has allowed me to be able to do that. Now, that was never my goal. That was never why I decided to program for myself at the beginning of the week. Like, I didn't go in with the mindset of, oh, I want to have all these physique changes. I just knew that I liked having a program planned out for me. I knew that when I go and I work out for that hour and a half, 2 hours, I didn't want to have to think about what I wanted to do next. I just wanted to already be written out in front of me. But in all honesty, having a program, having something to go in and look off of that built off of the last week, like, oh, last week you did it at this weight, this week you're going to do it at this weight. Just building a program that focuses on progressive overload. I have seen such crazy strength and muscular increases in the last even month, I think, just because of how I have been programming for myself. So one of the biggest recommendations I can give to anybody, beginner or not, stepping foot into the gym, is to have a program for yourself when you step into the gym every single day. I think having a program that builds on top of itself, that builds on top of what you did last week and the week prior and what you want to accomplish the week after that, is so incredibly helpful. I think it just sets you up for success every single time you're in the gym, and you are more likely to, one, go. Because in my mind, if I know on Tuesday it's my push day, and then, oh, I don't feel like working out on Tuesday, so I'm not going to, then I've missed my push day and I've thrown off my entire routine for the week. I think it just keeps you a lot more accountable, and I also think you're going to see better results because you have a specific goal every single time you step foot into the gym. The third thing that really changed the game for me, and changed my entire mindset, honestly, is that rest is so important. And I think that every single person, every single beginner at one point or another needs to learn this the hard way, is that rest is so important. For so long, I thought that the only way I was going to see progress was to be doing as much as my body could physically take. If my body could work out 7 days a week, I wanted to be able to work out 7 days a week. And I would do that for as long as humanly possible until my body demanded a rest day for myself. And you know what happened? I got injured. I got hurt. Something would get pulled, something would get injured, and instead of being out of the gym for 1 day, I was out of the gym 4 weeks. I threw out my back because I was not listening to myself. I was not listening to my body. At this point, when I threw out my back, I thought that I was in such a good groove. I was in such a good routine. I was lifting heavy 6 days a week. I was doing cardio on that 7th day. I was like, wow, I'm thriving. I'm doing great. Wrong. I threw out my back because not only was I lifting with improper form, but I never gave myself the rest and listened to my body when I needed to. And let me be the one to tell you, my back still bothers me from time to time because I did not listen to myself all those months ago. Rest is so important. Rest does not make you weak. Rest is not going to impede on all of the gains that you've been making. If anything, it actually helps. When you are working out, you essentially are ripping apart your muscle beds. You are tearing apart your muscles, and you need to give your muscles time to go in and stitch themselves back up, or you are going to get injured. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. There is only so much work that your body can take before it breaks down. You can push yourself to your absolute max, and that's great, but then you need to let those muscles recover. You cannot work yourself 7 days a week. You cannot lift heavy 7 days a week. You can't, I promise you. This is so important. This and not ego lifting truly are the most important things I can tell any beginner in the gym. Rest is so important. So important. And ego lifting is going to get you injured every single time. Resting does not make you weak. Resting it is key to seeing progress in the gym, because if you want to be able to lift heavy, your muscles need to be able to recover from those heavy lifts. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. I, right now, am lifting heavy about 5 days a week. I'm taking 1 day as a complete and total rest day where I do absolutely nothing. And I'm taking 1 day as an active rest day where I'm doing light cardio, where I am doing yoga, where I am stretching, where I'm doing mobility, where I'm doing core. And that's it. I'm still working out 6 days a week because I like to, because I can, because it makes me happy, but I am not lifting heavy 6 or 7 days a week. I can't. I cannot do it. And honestly, personal opinion, so don't attack me. If you're lifting heavy 6 or 7 days a week, you're not lifting that heavy. Because if you can lift heavy 6 or 7 days a week, you're probably not pushing yourself to your max capacity during your lifts. I am physically so sore by the time I get to Friday, which is my active rest day, because I've lifted heavy Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So if you are able to lift 7 days and not ever have a rest day, you're probably not lifting heavy enough. Unpopular opinion maybe, but that's just how I feel. You need to rest. You need to give your body time to rest and recover. Your body is going to thank you. You are going to lift so much heavier. Your body is going to respond so much better in your lifts if you actually just give yourself time to rest. I promise you. The next tip is the only one you need to compare yourself to is yourself. I think that this is something every single person, no matter how long you've been lifting, no matter what your goals are, you get yourself into a habit of comparing yourself to other people. I think the fitness industry as a whole leads itself to a lot of comparison, because you're going online, you're going on TikTok, you're going on Instagram, you're seeing people who are fit and in shape and they look like X, Y, and Z, and that makes you want to look like X, Y, and Z. You are seeing people who are hitting this number, and that makes you want to hit this number and that number in your lifts. And I think that can be so toxic to any person, because the only person you need to compare yourself to is the one looking at you in the mirror. Because for all you know, that person could be lifting for 7 years and you've only been lifting for 3 years. That person could be doing this, that, and the other thing, and you're not doing this, that, or the other thing. At the end of the day, none of that matters. What matters is how you feel and how you lift and how you treat yourself. At the end of the day, your biggest competition is you. The only person stopping you from where you want to go is you. If you want to lift heavier, push yourself to do that. That takes time. Push yourself to do that. If you want to be able to look like that person, guess what? You don't have the same genetic makeup. You don't have the same DNA as that person. You are never going to be that person. You are never going to be that person. You can do the exact same workouts as that person day in and day out. You can eat the same way that that person does day in and day out, and you are never going to look like that person. I think the sooner you come to the realization, the sooner that I came to the realization that I was never going to look like any of the fitness influencers, that I am never going to look exactly like them because I am not them, I was so much more successful in the gym. I was able to push myself so much harder, and I also began to love myself and my body so much more, because you are never going to look like that person. Never. No matter what you do, no matter how hard you push yourself, no matter if you structure your life exactly the same way they structure their life, you are never going to look like them. And that is okay. That is beautiful. I think if we all look like each other, it would be so freaking boring. The world would be so freaking boring. If we all lifted the exact same way and ate the exact same way and looked the exact same way, wouldn't that be boring? Please stop comparing yourself. The moment that the only person you compare yourself to is the person looking at you in the mirror, the game is over. I promise you that. You will be so much more confident. You will lift so much heavier. You are going to feel so much better about yourself, because the only person who can ever help you get to where you want to go is yourself. You are the only you, and that is your superpower. Never let anyone convince yourself differently. And the last and probably the most important tip that changed the game for me, that I've said so many times, and I will continue to beat it into your head until you believe me, is that all of this takes time. Patience is so important. Patience is key to your success. If it was easy, and I tell my clients this literally every single week, if it was easy, every single person would do it. If it was easy, nobody would give up. It's not easy. This takes time. You may see results in 2 weeks, and you may not start to see results for 2 months or 2 years. And that doesn't mean all of your hard work and all of your dedication isn't working. It just means everyone's timeline is different, and that is okay. Don't give up on yourself and on your goals because it's taking time, because it will take time. I promise you that it will take time, but it is going to be so freaking worth it when you start to feel a little bit more confident. When you look in the mirror and you're a little bit happier with how you look. When you are picking up a weight and that weight is easy for you, and that used to be a hard weight for you, it is going to get easier. It all takes time. It's never easy. It's never going to be easy, and that's okay. But it gets easier. I promise you that it just takes time. I say it to you every single Monday on my Instagram. Please be patient to yourself. Please be kind to yourself. Please be understanding, and please be forgiving with yourself. Truly, those tips are what changed the game for me. That's what helped me get to where I am now, and where I believe is going to help me get to anywhere I want to go in my life. I believe that those 5 tips have changed my entire life. Dramatic? Maybe. But I really do believe it. Everything takes time. You are the only you, and you should only compare yourself to you. Having an exercise program will change the game for you in the gym. I believe that. Everything in moderation is key, and rest is your friend. Rest is not the enemy. With that being said, I am going to wrap up the video here. I hope you guys liked this video. I hope you found it insightful. I hope you found it inspiring. I hope it motivates you to level up in 2022, because why the fork not? 2022 is going to look exactly like 2021 did unless you change something. So I hope you take in these tips, and I hope that it motivates you to change something in 2022, so that 2022 is the best year yet. So if you like this video, please make sure you go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Y'all already know it supports my channel. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell notification so you don't miss another video that I post. If you haven't already, make sure you follow me on my Instagram so you can see other fitness, health, and lifestyle content that I post on there. And I will catch you guys here next time.